I want to talk about something we often overlook: the power of silence. We live in a world where everyone is talking, sharing, posting, and constantly seeking attention. But in this noise, we forget the power of stillness, of patience, of simply letting life unfold. Silence is often misunderstood in a world that thrives on noise. Many believe that to be heard, one must constantly speak, assert, and prove their worth. But in reality, silence holds a power that few recognize. It is in silence that strength is built, resilience is developed, and true wisdom is gained. Those who learn to embrace silence find themselves growing in ways that cannot be achieved through words alone. Imagine a tree standing tall in a vast field. It does not shout for attention, nor does it demand recognition. It simply grows. It endures storms, stands firm against strong winds, and continues to rise toward the sky. Its strength is not in its noise, but in its unwavering presence. The same principle applies to people. Those who cultivate inner strength in silence develop a resilience that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. In today's world, people often associate silence with weakness. If someone remains quiet in an argument, they are assumed to have lost. If they do not announce their goals, they are seen as directionless. If they do not constantly express their opinions, they are mistaken for lacking knowledge. However, true strength lies in the ability to hold back, to observe, and to act when the time is right. Silence is not about inaction, it is about preparation. The strongest individuals are not the ones who talk the most, but those who prepare the most in quiet. They use their silence to plan, to learn, and to build themselves up from within. While others waste energy proving themselves, those who stay silent conserve their energy for the right moment. There is great power in listening. When one chooses to remain silent, they develop the ability to hear more, both in conversations and in life. They hear what is being said and, more importantly, what is not being said. They begin to understand people on a deeper level because they are not distracted by their own need to speak. They learn to read between the lines, to pick up on subtle cues, and to anticipate situations before they happen. This awareness gives them an advantage, making them stronger in both personal and professional settings. Silence also fosters emotional strength. In moments of anger, frustration, or sadness, reacting impulsively can lead to regret. But those who master silence learn to process their emotions before expressing them. They take time to think, to reflect, and to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. This ability prevents unnecessary conflicts and helps in making better decisions. Strength is not about overpowering others with words, but about having control over one's own emotions and actions. Throughout history, some of the most powerful figures have understood the value of silence. Leaders, thinkers, and visionaries have often spent time in solitude, away from distractions, allowing their thoughts to take shape without outside influence. They did not rush to prove themselves or seek validation. Instead, they let their actions speak for them. They understood that true strength is cultivated in quiet moments of discipline and focus. The world rewards those who are prepared, not those who are loud. When people rush to seek attention, they may gain momentary recognition, but it is short-lived. However, those who stay silent, work diligently, and let their success speak for itself, earn lasting respect. Their presence commands attention, not because they demand it, but because they have built themselves into individuals who naturally attract it. In relationships, careers, and personal growth, silence is a tool that can be used to build, to heal, and to strengthen. It allows one to move with purpose rather than desperation. It teaches patience, self-awareness, and the ability to trust the process of life. When everything seems chaotic and the pressure to speak, react, or prove oneself feels overwhelming, remember this: silence is not empty. It is full of strength, wisdom, and untapped potential. Those who embrace it will find that everything they seek will come to them not through force, but naturally. In a world filled with constant noise, the ability to observe rather than react is a rare and valuable skill. Many people feel the need to respond immediately to every situation, whether it's a disagreement, an opportunity, or a challenge. They believe that quick reactions demonstrate intelligence, confidence, and power. However, the opposite is often true. Those who take the time to observe before they act gain a deeper understanding of the world around them. They develop patience, wisdom, and the ability to make decisions that are not based on impulse, but on clarity. Observation is a skill that requires discipline. It demands that a person resist the urge to respond immediately and instead take a step back to see the bigger picture. When emotions are high, reacting in the heat of the moment can lead to regret. Words spoken in anger, decisions made in haste, and actions taken without thought often create more problems than solutions. But when one chooses to stay silent and observe, they gain control over their emotions and the situation itself. When faced with conflict, for example, many people feel the need to defend themselves instantly. They argue, they raise their voices, and they try to prove their point without truly listening to the other side. But those who stay silent and listen gain a significant advantage. They learn more about the intentions, emotions, and weaknesses of the person they are dealing with. By observing body language, tone, and choice of words, they can respond in a way that is more effective and less confrontational. In many cases, silence itself is a response that forces the other person to reflect on their own words and actions. The ability to observe before reacting is also crucial in decision making. Whether in business, relationships, or personal goals, those who take their time to analyze a situation always make better choices than those who act on impulse. Consider an entrepreneur deciding whether to invest in a new business venture. If they jump in without observing market trends, customer needs, and potential risks, they might fail. But if they take time to study the industry, analyze competitors, and assess potential challenges, they will have a much higher chance of success. Silence is also a form of power in conversations. Many people believe that speaking more makes them appear knowledgeable, but the reality is that those who listen more gain greater insights. In a meeting, for instance, the person who speaks the loudest is not always the most intelligent. It is often the quiet observer who absorbs all the information, processes it, and then speaks with precision and purpose. When someone speaks less, their words carry more weight because they are carefully chosen. There is also a psychological advantage to observing rather than reacting. People are naturally uncomfortable with silence. In negotiations, for example, a skilled negotiator will often remain silent after making an offer. The other person, feeling the need to fill the silence, may reveal more than they intended or even agree to terms more favorable to the silent observer. This technique is used by some of the most successful business leaders and influencers. Beyond business and communication, observation allows people to understand life at a deeper level. When someone is constantly talking, they miss out on the details that truly matter. They overlook subtle signs, important lessons, and hidden opportunities. But when they remain silent and take in their surroundings, they start noticing things they never did before. Patterns in human behavior, unspoken truths, and the deeper meanings behind everyday experiences. The ability to observe before reacting gives a person greater control over their own life. It allows them to move with intention rather than be swayed by temporary emotions or external pressures. It creates a sense of calm and confidence that is unshakable because it is built on understanding rather than assumption. In a world where everyone is quick to react, be the one who observes. In doing so, you will gain knowledge, avoid unnecessary conflict, and make decisions that lead to long-term success. Energy is one of the most powerful forces in life. Where you choose to direct it determines the kind of results you will see. Many people waste their energy chasing things, success, recognition, relationships, believing that if they run fast enough, they will reach their goals. But the truth is, energy flows where focus goes. Instead of chasing, if you simply focus on improving yourself and mastering your craft, everything you desire will naturally come to you. Imagine a person who desperately wants success. They spend all their time talking about their goals, chasing opportunities, and trying to prove themselves to others. But because their energy is scattered in different directions, they make little real progress. Now, imagine another person who does not chase, but instead focuses. They dedicate their time to learning, practicing, and becoming better every single day. Without even realizing it, they attract the very success that the first person was chasing. This is the power of focus. Many people fail to reach their potential because they are distracted. They allow their energy to be drained by things that do not serve them. Social media, meaningless arguments, unnecessary competition, and constant comparison with others. Every time they focus on things outside of their control, they give away their energy. But those who understand the power of focus do not waste time on distractions. They channel all their energy into their purpose, and as a result, they grow faster and achieve more. Think about a magnifying glass. If you move it around aimlessly, the sunlight passing through it does nothing. But when you hold it steady over a piece of paper, the focused light creates fire. The same principle applies to life. If you constantly shift your focus from one thing to another, your energy is wasted. But if you concentrate fully on one goal, you create momentum, and that momentum brings results. The key to attracting what you want is to become so good at what you do that success has no choice but to find you. If you want to be a great athlete, don't chase fame. Focus on training every day. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, don't chase money. Focus on building a product or service that truly helps people. If you want meaningful relationships, don't chase love. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself and the right people will naturally be drawn to you. This mindset applies not just to career and success, but also to personal growth. When you stop trying to control everything and simply focus on becoming better, life starts aligning in your favor. The right opportunities appear, the right people come into your life, the right doors open, not because you were chasing them, but because you were preparing yourself to receive them. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they need to run after success, approval, or happiness. The truth is, the more you chase something, the more it runs away from you. But when you focus inward on your skills, your mindset, and your discipline, you create an energy that attracts everything you once thought you had to chase. This is why the most successful people in any field are not the ones who seek attention. They are the ones who put in the work in silence. They stay committed to their goals without constantly looking for validation, and because of their focus, they eventually rise above the rest. If you ever feel like you're struggling to reach your goals, ask yourself, where's my focus? Are you spending too much time worrying, comparing, or proving yourself? Or are you dedicating your energy to growth, learning, and action? The moment you shift your focus, you will notice a shift in your results. Everything you want is already making its way to you. Your only job is to stay focused, keep working, and trust the process. The rest will take care of itself. Actions have always spoken louder than words. In a world where people talk endlessly about their plans, dreams, and ambitions, those who quietly take action stand out. Many believe that speaking about their goals makes them more real, that announcing their intentions somehow brings them closer to success. But the truth is, words alone accomplish nothing. It is through consistent action, discipline, and perseverance that real progress is made. Think about the countless people who declare every year that they will start a business, lose weight, or change their lives. They talk about it on social media, tell their friends, and get excited about the possibilities. But months later, they are in the same place because they never truly committed to taking action. On the other hand, there are those who say nothing but quietly put in the work every day. They wake up early, stay disciplined, and focus on their goals without seeking approval or validation. Over time, their results become impossible to ignore. People often use words as a way to convince themselves and others that they are making progress. They talk about what they plan to do, but in reality, talking gives them a false sense of accomplishment. It makes them feel like they are moving forward when in fact they are standing still. This is why successful people do not waste time talking about what they will do. They just do it. They understand that results speak for themselves and that true success does not need an explanation. The power of action is evident in every aspect of life. In the workplace, employees who constantly talk about their abilities are often outperformed by those who quietly get the job done. In sports, the most disciplined athletes do not brag about their training. They simply show up, work hard, and let their performance speak for them. In relationships, the people who truly care do not just say they love you, they prove it through their actions. One of the greatest advantages of taking action over speaking is that it builds momentum. Every small action taken creates progress, and progress fuels motivation. When someone commits to exercising daily, instead of just talking about getting in shape, they begin to see changes in their body and energy levels. When an entrepreneur focuses on improving their business instead of constantly discussing their ideas, they start to see growth and success. Action creates real results, while words alone create nothing. Another reason why actions are more powerful than words is that they build credibility. People respect those who follow through on their commitments. In contrast, those who constantly talk without delivering eventually lose trust. Imagine a leader who always promises change but never takes steps to make it happen. Over time, their words lose value and people stop believing in them. But a leader who takes quiet, consistent action earns the respect and loyalty of those around them. There is also a psychological advantage to staying silent and focusing on action. When people talk too much about their goals, they open themselves up to unnecessary opinions, doubts, and negativity from others. Many dreams have been destroyed simply because someone shared them with the wrong person who filled their mind with fear and uncertainty. But when someone works in silence, they protect their vision from outside influence. They stay focused, confident, and determined without distractions. Taking action is not always easy. It requires discipline, patience, and a willingness to push through challenges. But those who commit to consistent effort always find themselves ahead of those who only rely on words. Success is built through habits, not promises. If you want to achieve something, do not waste energy convincing others or seeking approval. Instead, focus on doing the work. Let your progress be visible in your results, not in your words. Over time, those who doubted you will see the truth, not because you told them, but because you showed them. Patience is one of the most underrated qualities in today's fast-paced world. Everyone wants instant success, immediate results, and overnight transformation, but the truth is, nothing great happens in an instant. Everything worthwhile takes time to develop, and the more you rush, the more you push things away from you. When you learn to trust the process, stay patient, and allow things to align naturally, success and happiness come to you in ways you never imagined. Many people fail not because they lack talent or potential, but because they lack patience. They start something, but when they do not see results immediately, they quit. They expect their goals to manifest quickly, and when things do not happen on their timeline, they become frustrated. They jump from one opportunity to another, constantly seeking shortcuts, but in doing so, they never truly build anything substantial. Success does not come from quick decisions or desperate actions. It comes from consistency, discipline, and the ability to wait for the right moment. Look at nature. A seed does not turn into a tree overnight. It takes months, sometimes years, for it to grow into something strong and unshakable. But during that time, it is still growing, even when you cannot see it. The roots are getting deeper, the foundation is getting stronger, and when the time is right, it flourishes. The same is true for people. Growth happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. Just because you do not see immediate results does not mean progress is not being made. Impatience leads to desperation, and desperation pushes things away. Think about someone who is constantly chasing relationships, always seeking validation from others. The more they chase, the less they attract, because their energy is based on neediness rather than confidence. But when they focus on becoming the best version of themselves and trust that the right people will come into their life naturally, Relationships form effortlessly. The same principle applies to success, wealth, and happiness. When you are desperate for something, you create resistance. But when you remain patient and trust the process, everything aligns in its own time. Many people also struggle with patience because they compare themselves to others. They see someone else achieving success and wonder why it has not happened for them yet. But they forget that everyone's journey is different. Just because someone else reached their goal quickly does not mean that is the right path for you. Some people find success early while others take longer. But what truly matters is building something sustainable. What comes fast often disappears just like quickly, but what is built with patience lasts forever. Patience does not mean inaction. It does not mean sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It means putting in the work, staying consistent, and trusting that everything will unfold at the right time. A musician does not become great overnight. They practice every day, trusting that their efforts will one day lead to mastery. A business does not become successful instantly. It grows through years of effort, mistakes, and improvements. The same applies to every aspect of life. The key is to keep moving forward without rushing the outcome. One of the most powerful things you can do is embrace the waiting period. Instead of feeling frustrated, use it as a time to refine your skills, to grow mentally and emotionally, and to prepare for the opportunities that are coming your way. Often delays happen for a reason. They are not setbacks, but lessons. They give you time to become stronger so that when success does arrive, you are ready for it. Trust that everything is happening as it should. Keep working, stay consistent, and believe that what is meant for you will never pass you by. When you have patience, things will align in ways you never expected, and you will realize that everything you ever wanted was coming to you all along. You just had to wait for the right time. In life, the most powerful achievements often come from those who remain patient and persistent rather than those who rush and demand immediate results. The concept of letting things come naturally does not mean sitting back and waiting for success to fall into your lap. Rather, it means understanding that true success, meaningful relationships, and personal growth all take time. When you trust the process and remain consistent, life rewards you in ways you could never have planned. One of the biggest mistakes people make is forcing outcomes. They want things to happen on their timeline, whether it's career success, love, or financial stability. They chase opportunities aggressively, trying to control every aspect of their future. However, when you force things, you often create unnecessary stress, frustration, and even failure. When something is meant for you, it will come naturally, not without effort. Consider the way nature operates. Rivers do not rush to reach the ocean. They simply flow. Trees do not force their growth. They take their time, strengthening their roots before they stand tall. The seasons change effortlessly without any force or resistance. This natural rhythm is a reminder that everything in life happens at the right time. And when you align yourself with this mindset, you become more at peace with your journey. When people try too hard to control things, they often push away what they desire. Take relationships, for example. Someone who is desperate for love might cling too tightly, demand constant reassurance, or rush into commitments. This behavior often overwhelms others and leads to failed relationships. But someone who is confident in themselves, who focuses on personal growth and allows connections to develop naturally, attracts the right people effortlessly. The same principle applies to career success. Many people believe they must constantly push, hustle, and prove themselves at all times. While hard work is important, forcing success often leads to burnout. The most successful individuals are not those who chase opportunities recklessly, but those who consistently put in the work and allow their reputation and skills to open doors for them. When you stay committed to your goals and remain patient, the right opportunities will come to you at the perfect moment. Another important aspect of letting things come naturally is trusting that delays and obstacles are part of the journey. Many people see setbacks as failures, but in reality, they are often redirections. If something does not work out as planned, it is not necessarily a sign to quit. It might simply mean that a better opportunity is ahead. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never face failure, but the ones who keep going, trusting that everything will fall into place when the time is right. This mindset also applies to personal growth. You cannot rush self-improvement, confidence, or wisdom. Many people want to become successful overnight, but true growth takes time. Confidence is built through experience, wisdom comes from learning through mistakes, and success is a result of years of effort. If you try to rush these things, you miss out on the valuable lessons that make you truly prepared for the future. One of the most powerful things you can do is trust that what is meant for you will come at the right time. Instead of feeling anxious about things not happening fast enough, focus on preparing yourself. Improve your skills, develop your mindset, and stay open to opportunities. When you stop chasing and start becoming, you naturally attract everything you desire. The most fulfilling success is not the one you chase, but the one that arrives naturally because you were ready for it. The best relationships are not the ones you force, but the ones that develop effortlessly. And the most rewarding experiences are those that come when you are patient, consistent, and trusting in the process. Everything you seek is already on its way to you. You just need to give it time to arrive.